So this is actually going to be in the dungeon, and in case those of you that don't know, uh, Terraria 1.2 just came out recently. I believe October 1st actually. So it's been 8 days since release, 9 days, something like that. It depends on if you want to count the date came out or not. As and since, but if you do not want to count that, then it's been 8 days. Either way, point of this video is farming. Now, there's a few new things about Terraria 1.2. One of them is the dungeon. It's not that it's new, it's that it has new drops. I'll show you some of them, because I believe I do have most of them. One of them is this Wisp in a bottle. If I use it, that thing above my head comes out. I do have two of them. I have this magnet sphere. I do have two of them. And there's a shadow beam staff. Those are just three of the items that you can find in the dungeon now. There are many others. For example, you can find the tabby, the black belt, and the black belt from the Bone Lee. They're both amazing items. I don't like the tabby too much, but I can see how it can be useful, especially if you do fly a lot. And yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can get a drop. I can't edit it out, so this is all gonna be in one clip. Oh, right here is actually, I believe, Bone Lee. Yep, see right there, Bone Lee. It's obviously reference to Bruce Lee. Let's see if he drops anything, 'cause I get sometimes lucky. And no, I got nothing this time. Anyways, so you can get the so this is just like what I have on me so far, but it's you can get the Shadow Beam Staff, Magnet Sphere, Paladin's Hammer. I guess you can get the Spectre Pickaxe, which is I believe one of the best pickaxes, and a Wisp in a Bottle. And what else? And a Keyblade or a Key Bearer, I think it's called. It's the Key Bearer. I don't care too much for. The Magnet Sphere and Shadow Beam Staff are amazing though. If you can, I recommend farming them. Oh no, I mean, yeah, I just remembered is the Paladin Shield. It's, I believe, about 6% or 4% chance. It's slightly higher than the Paladin's Hammer. If you were to go into the dungeon, you would see that there's a new enemy called Paladin. It's somewhat rare to spawn, but when you can kill it, which you probably can't with melee unless you have a ranged melee like the Paladin's Hammer, then he has a chance to drop a Paladin Shield or Paladin's Hammer. I actually just got this hammer. Also, I do not spawn any of these items. I will see if I can show some of these drops off. Yesterday I was getting really lucky. I got almost every drop aside from a Paladin's Hammer. And yeah, see right there. Basically the way that you get this ectoplasma stuff is you kill any enemy in the dungeon, but you have to be over 100 health, which is why it's nice if you have this set, the Spectre Hood set, and you're using magic because it heals you. And I'll show you that quickly. So as you can see, I'm low on health. I'm at about 250 right now. And I'll show you when I use my Magnet Sphere, it'll damage them with magic damage, and it heals me a good deal of my health or the damage. It's, I believe, let me see, 10%? Magic enemies, yeah, it's okay. Either way, I remember it being about 10% of the damage that you do back in health, about that. And when you get a lot of damage output, like I do here, you can see from just being under 250 health because I took some hits, I'm almost at 400. I'm always at 410 again, which is or 450, which is my max right now. And yeah, so I recommend if you guys do come here, you do try to you do bring at least some sort of ranged weapon because the melee's not too good here. Now what I ended up doing is I ended up bringing my original true Knight's Edge, which is easy to get. You get the broken hero sword from your solar eclipse, and you can just get a Knight Edge by making it by combining Knight's Bane, Blade of Grass, Fiery Greatsword or Fiery Battle Sword, something like that, and a Muramasa from the dungeon itself. And on a demon altar, you can get the Knight's Edge. It's an amazing sword for hard mode. And if you get a broken hero sword from a solar eclipse, which is the hard mode equivalent of a blood moon, then you can get a true Knight's Edge, which does shoot like a little beam. After that, I reckon you just come here, try to get a Shadow Beam staff. You can use that and kill the destroyer fairly easily. It helps if you have Spectre armor. Then from there, get a true Excalibur by getting another broken hero sword, and then from there you can combine the two with another broken hero sword to get the Nasty Terrorblade. It's a pretty good sword. If you like a sword, then or if you'd like a sword, then I recommend this one. It's really good. From my understanding, the best sword in the game. And yeah, the problem is that is lucky. I got really lucky, and the thing is though is that it's only a 0.4% chance to get the Hero's Blade. So yeah, I recommend that you do try to get that first because you can't melee too easily. So if you don't want to do that, what I do recommend you do is you do just take a lot of patience, and I can show you in just a minute once I die. Or when I go back up, I'm just going to stay here for a little bit longer in hopes of a drop. So what you can actually do is, I'll just show you very quickly, is I'll show you my little setup here. So right here, I have sorry for the noise is loud by the way, but right here I have a little home setup. to make a home at the dungeon, you break the background walls, set up wooden walls or whatever wooden walls that would work, put a bed, and you can sleep there. Now I moved in the nurse here, so whenever I come back, I can heal, and you can just put a torch, a workbench, so you can make things if you need to, and a bed, and that counts as as a suitable home. I also placed a chest here because I had one, and whenever I come back from a trip, I store all my money in here. And it's really good for money, especially once you start killing paladins. Normally, you get five, or I think you always get 5 gold at least, which is amazing to have. Now, let's see if I can actually find a paladin. Also, where's my... Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot my water candle. It's nice to have one. Water candle. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to show you guys this setup really quickly, okay? So normally how you do it is you go down a little bit with no enemies. And this is like earlier on if you just want to do this. So you go down, let's just say about here. Then you would wait here, just hook onto a wall about like this. And I recommend you get a crimson rod, as it will help you slightly with getting damage out. And have a nasty or just a laser rifle with you. And enemies will try to get to you about here. They'll keep on walking back and forth, and all you do is you hook onto the wall because they don't jump high enough, and just shoot straight down. It may not seem too good, but it's actually fairly easy. But problem is that you don't do much damage. If you can get a Sun Fury, recommend you use that as well because you can just drop it and go like this, trying to like just dip it. It's really good, and it's an amazing way to go and start off. Now, the problem is that you have to stay above 100 health if you do want to get the Spectre armor or Spectre pickaxe. So I recommend that you bring a lot of campfires. As you can see, if I go through the actual stairs, there's a lot of campfires set up around, just because I always needed to heal. Now let me actually see. See right there, I got one campfire, another one, and I have this is my first campfire here, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It looks like I have 12 campfires set up just on the stairs, just for one getting down. So yeah, see right here. See, I was above 100 health, so I got a 10% chance to get a dungeon spirit to spawn off any killed enemy. So that's why you want to be above 100 health, or else they cannot spawn. And it's a 10% spawn, so it's a 1 in 10 it's 1 in 10 dungeon spirit. The Magnet Sphere is really amazing. If you get that early on, I would highly recommend you go straight to using that. It's amazing. You can kill the jungle boss. I'm not going to say what it is in case anyone doesn't want it spoiled. But you can kill the jungle boss fairly easily just by going up to the surface after spawning it and hovering in the air with your wings, assuming that you have, and just using Magnet Sphere. So going back in, I'm gonna show you. No, kill him. I'm gonna kind of show you like my little setup. As you can see, I also have another one. Oh, Paladin's here. All right, you can tell if Paladin's here if you're getting murdered by hammers. They do a lot of damage, but for some reason, it seems like the Paladin doesn't actually damage you if it's being damaged. So as long as you can damage it more before it can throw hammers, you should be fine. I haven't really had an incident where I died to them well while I was damaging them. So I'll show you. He's dead. Oh, he also dropped a Paladin's shield right there. So let's see. I'm just gonna drop all my money quickly so you can see how much I get. Now there's a bit in here from the actual thing, but if you notice, I got 5 gold coins right there, and that was easy to kill. I'm almost at full health still. So that right there is five gold right there. And when you find let's say 10 of them in one run, that's I believe what 50 gold right there, and that's not even including drops from other guys. Like on the way down here, I'm gonna probably find a bit more for money I just didn't pick up before. So yeah. So my little area is around here, I believe. Somewhere around here. I forget exactly. Let me just try to find it. I believe it's actually this right here. And I'm going to drop that. And as you can see, I'm getting a lot of health back right now for doing literally no work. And see right here, this is the setup that I have going. I literally just stand here. They all line up under me. And they can't get to me. They literally cannot do anything unless they come from up there or sometimes up there. Now, the Bone Lee can actually, I think, make it from here or from over here where I'm shooting. About there. At that doorway, and it can jump here and it can tap you once. But as long as you're getting health from your Spectre armor, assuming that you have, there's like no way to die. Especially when you got a Magnet Sphere, Paladins will be like the only actual problem. But Magnet Sphere attacks them constantly to where they won't even end up attacking in the end. So it's near impossible to die. And yeah, this video may go on for like 2 or 3 parts because I do want to make this a bit of a long video to show at least one drop. But yeah, so Necromancer. Not hard with a magnet sphere, especially if you get a lucky area with it where it won't teleport and mess up positions because then each time that it teleports, it's hit right away, and that's what makes necromancers hard. They do teleport with each time they take at least enough damage. And if you're having troubles with necromancers, I highly recommend you get a magic missile or missile because if I get the chance, I'll show you exactly why. I don't need to because I can just shadow beam it, and the shadow beam does bounce off corners up to a certain range. And yeah, also I recommend that you do attack the skeletons. Don't just leave them there to pile up because they will start running away, but they will come back eventually. It's just there's no point to actually just leave them there. It's just nice because if they somehow accidentally die from you, like all the way over here, then you have to get off and run away to get it. Now I recommend you find a water candle and you just hold it out. It'll slightly increase spawn rates. Okay, right here. I'll show you with this guy. Also, they will slow you down. All right, so look. So you pull out your magic missile and you can attack around corners. Oh look, it's in a weird spot. Boom. Second. And you do this until it's in a spot where you can actually hit it. And you actually get a full kill like this. Now this time I'm not going to do it because there are two of them now and I just want to kill them. But yeah, you can kill them. It's not hard. It's just going to take a little while and that's it. But I highly recommend you do that over just flat out getting yourself killed trying to get to them. Like I might actually right now. So here's a good thing about spectre armor, right? If I'm low on health, which I am right now, I can just drop a magnet sphere and it'll damage them and start healing me a little bit more. See, there we go. A bit more health is back. Is that a third one? No, just really low on health. All right, and there we go. See, just like that, two necromancers. I took a lot of damage because I was doing it just to show how you can kill them. Sometimes you get unlucky and they spawn really commonly, which is it may seem like a good thing to do because they do drop the Shadow Beam staff, as I believe I said earlier, but it's not that good. Oh, also because I just remembered I got the Paladin Shield. What the Paladin Shield does is it takes 25% of the damage done to a player on your team and gives you that damage only if you are above 25% life yourself. Now, if your entire team has Spectre what's it called Spectre robes, yeah, Spectre armor, and everyone's using high damage magic, it's not too big of a deal because you'll heal extremely fast. But if you're playing alone, it has no use. And me and my friend, I have a friend that I play with on Terraria, and I've gotten a few of these. It sounds completely useless to me because it's just you're taking damage. There's another thing, it takes the damage. It gives you the damage. So if I'm at let's say 300 health and he takes 100 damage, I'll take 25 damage. Also, look right here, Bone Lee. This is what I'm talking about right here. See, he just gets on you, and if he doesn't move, if you don't get him off you, you can die really fast. Just him alone got me down quite a bit of health. Also, uh, as you can see, guys, I have a mechanical skull. I have a mechanical skull. And the reason why I have that mechanical skull is because if on any worlds you do not kill, or I believe it's any world and not any character. Actually, no, I know it's any world. If you're on any worlds and you haven't killed, let's say the destroyer, which is the mechanical eater of worlds, you have a 0.1% chance to get a mechanical worm as a drop from any enemy in the world, up until the point where you kill the destroyer. Then it's not a drop anymore. Same goes with the mechanical skull and mechanical eye with both respectively spawn Skeleton Prime, the twins, and then the mechanical worm would be the destroyer. So I recommend if you have like another world that you don't really use, and you do actually just go on it just to farm since you have another world that you actually play on, I recommend you do not kill the destroyer like any of the hard mode bosses because you can get their drops like to spawn them, and it's obviously better just to spawn them like that for free. Now, thing is about the dungeon is that once you get every single drop that you want to get, which is mainly for me at least the mechanical, no, the magnet sphere, shadow beam staff, and the Wispen bottle, and I guess Paladin's hammer because I really wanted one. Is once you get those, you can sell them for a lot of money. Yesterday I made 2 platinum in about an hour just by killing guys in here and getting a lot of drops. Like Paladin shields, I believe, sell for about 5 gold, and it's not even any good. So that right there is a free 5 gold. So yeah. And see, as you guys can see, I have 2 magnet spheres. These, I believe, sell for about 4 or 5. Like, it's really good for money. And as you guys can see, I have 9 golds right now. Also, if you have any rooms set up like how I have over here, which is just by pure chance, always check it because there's always times